If you have done the configuration right, you know what I mean. You can show me the result. Okay, I see one ant. Okay, good. I see two ants. Others are still struggling with it, right? No problems. We can lower ends, then we just proceed. I will quickly just do something on this slide, right? Just a quick one. Because what we want to do is practical. So I'd rather we go straight to that than just spend time here. So what we're looking at today um, is to see how we can unlock the power of Microsoft Fabrics Analytics as a data analyst, right? So Microsoft Fabric cover a lot of things, but we just focus on one aspect and also focus on one particular area so that we don't do too much of it. And at the end of the day, we cannot understand it. So it's best we focus on one aspect and everyone would understand that and we will be fine. So I'll move to this. This is just a brief introduction, so I'm going to move away from this one. Okay, just to start with, I put something. Okay, let's confirm. I'm sharing my entire screen. Can we see my screen? Can I proceed?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please, there are no stupid questions. If I'm too fast, tell me. So I want us to walk along. Reason why I share the data set we'll be using, right? So if you can't keep up with the pace, do not also worry. But of course, I really would want us to practically be involved, right? Reason I share the data set on the WhatsApp, the community WhatsApp group. So it's just to put this here for you, right? I try to do a step by step that if because sometimes or most times when people don't know what do I do next, that is where they get lost. You get if you know that this is step one, followed by step two, followed by step three. So sometimes too, it depends on what you intend to achieve. But if you're going to do anything within Microsoft Fabrics, the first thing is you must create a workspace, right? So when you create that workspace, which I already put a note around this, so I wouldn't be reading through the slide. So when you create that workspace, before now you have to do OneLake, but right now Microsoft already integrated OneLake within the workspace. So when you create workspace within Microsoft Fabrics, right? OneLake is in sync with it. What do you do next, right? The next thing will be to create a lakehouse. Lakehouse is like the storage, like something that would umbrella every other thing. After that, you want to ingest or get data. How we understand, right? I'm going from left to right. I'm sure you know. So, so okay, first one is create workspace. Lakehouse actually is in sync with the workspace. Then you want, I mean, one lake is in sync with the workspace. Then you want to create lakehouse. After then, you want to ingest data because if you say you're going to create a space, a storage, that storage that you have created, something must come into the storage, right? So you want to ingest or get data. Data can be from various data sources, that SQL, Excel, and a lot of storages, right? Then afterward, you want to do what we call a data flow. Data flow is the Power Query of Power BI desktop, right? It's like yes, it's the Power Query. So let's say it that way. So it's where you clean the data, you remove rows, you remove columns, all of those things that we do within Power BI desktop. So data flow will help us to do that. After then, of course, you want to model the data. Yeah, it also depends on what you want to do. So you can do some modeling here, much more. But we'll just do, if you load table, right? And we have cleaned the table, we want to establish relationship. We want to say this table, the primary key of this table should be connected to the foreign key of the other table, right? Building model, I mean, establishing relationship. You also want to say, okay, you want to write measures, you get the point. So it can be done. Then you want to analyze and visualize. This is just the the steps. Some other things could come in between, though, depending on whatever project you're executing. because we could create pipeline and all of that will just look through everything. But we are not going to do all of that today. But with this thing that you are seeing here, we will be doing these steps right today. So I thought that this comprehensive workflow covers data injection, transformation, engineering, analysis, and of course visualization, right? So I'm going to move here. I did this capturing. You see that there is gyre. So I just tried to say, okay, how can it be simple to even a layman, right? So how do you create a workspace? You open Microsoft Fabric. So I'm not going to spend too much on this because of time. So this image is just trying to say, what do? You want to say new workspace, you give it a name, you get the point. And one link. All those steps that I put on that first slide are now broken down. You get here. So that's what you are seeing. My point is I wouldn't stay long on this. Of course, this is captured. This is data, create a data flow, right? You can see that the data set that I share with us, right? I try to just do something just so you can have a feel of what you'll be doing now in this class. Uh, and at the end of the day, you want to visualize, and that will just be the end of all of this. Yes, and that's okay. So thank you, everyone. Let us get into it practically. Are we fine? Are we good? Can we proceed from here?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So now I already opened this by just typing or going to Power BI, right? Now, if you look at, if I'm too fast, tell me. If what I'm saying is not clear to you, let me also know on time. It doesn't matter where you are. The most important thing is that just to ensure that whatever workspace you are creating, it must be assigned to fabrics. So if I don't have to, but if I click here, I would see fabrics, right? My point is either I click there or not. Fabrics is, I'm in the environment of fabrics. So what will I do? What I want to do is to click on workspaces. And I will then say I want to create the new workspace. Let us call this workspace. Uh, yes, community. I don't want it to be too long, really, but fine. Yes, community. So I'll just click apply, but let me expose this to you. If I scroll down, I see that it's on trial. Trial is what Firebase makes available for everyone, right? So I'm also in a way using trial for you for the sake of this. So where you're able to enjoy it for 60 days. At the end of the day, you would have to pay for fabrics. Not you, the organization you work for. So I will click on apply. So then this shows to me that this workspace, because there are many workspaces, this workspace is not just ordinary workspace, it's a fabric workspace. Now that I've created this workspace, what will I do? Workspace is just a placeholder or a name of, you just give a name of that. So workspace is a shared environment. It's a place where you can put many things. Of course, at the end of the day, you're going to add people to this workspace. So now that I've created a workspace, what will I do next? I want to create a lakehouse within this workspace. So I'll click on new item. I could search, right? Or I can scroll. If you want to visualize, there are a lot of things, but what we are doing now, there is nothing to visualize because we don't have anything. And we can't just start building reports without going through the process of ingestion or getting data, transforming data, and then loading the data. So, but we need to create a space first, like a unified environment. So I could scroll or search, right? So you'll see storage or data storage, store data, lakehouse, store big data for cleaning, all of this. Now, we are no longer in the era of maybe small data. That may not exist. What am I trying to say? We are in the era of big data. So in the era of big data, massive data. So you also need to up your game to ensure that whatever company you work for, whatever project you're working on, you're able to accommodate, you're able to use tools that can accommodate the volume of transactions. So I'm going to click on Lakehouse. Okay, let's give it a name to say my yes. Don't mind on just my yes. Now, okay. Okay, my yes is fine. This is just kind of a schema. So uh, I can just enable this, right? This is just schema that lets you manage and reference objects in your lakehouse, and it becomes like very easy for people to be able to reference it. So I'll say create. So when I create a lakehouse, you'll see two things. Now, let's wait for it. Good. So this is the lakehouse. But let me go back to Yes Community, which is the workspace that this lakehouse is inside. So if I go back here, this is the workspace, and in the workspace, you have created a lakehouse called My Yes, which is lakehouse. So when you create a lakehouse, two things automatically would be added within the lakehouse, which is semantic model, which is the default one, and there's also SQL endpoint. Now, of course, for people that are not new to, let's say, for instance, Power BI, you know that the raw material, all those tables that you extracted and load and used to create reports, they are the one we call, it used to be data set, but it is now referred to as semantic model. So when you create a lakehouse, automatically semantic model, which is the default, is just a data set or a semantic model, let's say like a box, but nothing is there yet. Yeah, let me call it that way. So, and this is SQL endpoint. Nothing is also there. All right, so if I go back here, are we fine? Are we good? Can I proceed? You know, I'm sharing my
Yes, sir.
entire, okay, good. So let me ask, if you are doing this alone, just show with the raise of hand, just to be sure. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, thank you. Good. All right, so that you can see I'm not very fast. Like I'm not. Thank you so much. I'm happy. So what will I do? So all of this it depends. So it's not that I can use there are three ways I can do to do what I'm about to do within this environment, but I'll just focus on one way. Every way is also easy, so it's not difficult, but I'm just going to focus on one way. So now within the lakehouse, you know, this is the workspace and we are in the lakehouse. So within this lakehouse, I want to get data. So I could say, okay, I want to get data. Now, it's not saying where are you getting data from, right? Get data in your, like, within the lakehouse. Some people could say they don't want to do it this way. They could go back to the this and then say new item, right? If they say new item, I want to do it this way. I can do it also this way. We are still going to get to the same destination. And then say they need to use, they want to get data into this by doing gen and data flow gen 2. Now you can still get data. This and this, they are the same. It's just like this is an updated version of this. So this is the Power Query we are talking about, which we will use to clean the data. So some people could say they want to, let me cancel this. Some could say, okay, they want to import file into this. They want to upload. We will still get this. We will still arrive at the same junction. So I will just go because I want people to just, I mean, this is saying get data, right? So that way it's kind of readable. I can still click here. It's the same. So I'll say get data. Now say okay, from where are you getting the data? If I say, let's use new this, right? So just watch. I've clicked. I'm just waiting for it to show. Okay. Now, my point is that you could import without using this, but later on you still need this to clean the data. So I could just go through this guy so that this guy can just go and get the data and then clean the data for me instead of trying to import and then come back and use this guy again. So I could just do everything within its own environment. So instead of calling it data flow one, I could just give it a name. Let's say my data. It's just a name. So, so in reality, I won't just say my data. I could call it sales. I could call it hospital clean. I mean, I could call it anything, but let's just say my data, right? Now, it's not saying, okay, where are you getting this from, right? If I do not want to do it this way, maybe I want to load everything at once. I could also, okay, let me show this first, but at the end of the day, I don't want to use this. So if I go through this, are we following? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good. So if I go
Yes,
through
sir.
this, I mean, I'll just click, but you don't have to do this for now. Everyone just watch. I want to upload file and I click on browse. It should take me to this. So I won't be able to select this at once. I have to do it one by one. So I may not want to go to this. I have to bring channel first or bring them up first. So if I don't want to do this right, reason why I'm saying that we'll still arrive at the same junction. So I could say no, right? But do not worry, meaning that there is nothing yet in the data flow that I just created. Look at it. This is the data flow, right? But there is nothing yet. It's supposed to do something for me. I could go ahead, but because maybe I don't want to load, what if I have 200 tables? Will I be doing one by one? Is there no option for me to be able to load them at once? Then if I want to do that, I could just go back to this lakehouse and say, okay, I want to import the file. Reason why I say there are many ways to do this. So I'll click these three dots and I can say upload and I can say upload file. Now, if I go through this guy, I'll be able to load this at once. Do you understand? I'll be able to select them at once. Then in case it's existing override, then upload. So whatever route you use is just for you to know which one is faster, which one is, at the end of the day, you still arrive at the same junction though. But we have this now, all of them here. So I'll close this. The point is, don't worry, they're already here, but let me refresh this. So sometimes some people have reached out to say, okay, they loaded data, but they couldn't see it. So sometimes you might just want to refresh. Do you see them? So they are here. So don't be in a hurry to say, they are not here. They are here. Now that they are here, if I click to say, okay, let me see what is there. Now, this guy, we loaded CSV. Good. So, and CSV is comma separated above. Though there are two columns, channel key and channel name. So because we loaded CSV, so it's just going to show that here. Now, in case you do not understand, let me come back to the workspace. Let me also deliberately refresh this. We created a workspace. We created a lakehouse within the workspace. You can ignore that we not created this. I just show this to say you can also get data directly into this. Now that we have data, you can't see it. Yeah, I think I should show you. You will not see it here yet. You can't. There are no tables to be seen. All right. because these are some of the issues some people have reached out to say, okay, they did something, but they are not able to see. No, you need to add it. You'll see shortly. So I'm going to close this, not to stop process. So this is Lakehouse. Remember, I name it yes. So I can then say, okay, I need this data now is here, but I need to clean this data, right? So if I go back to this, if you have not created this data flow, you can then maybe use new, or you can just, if you have created it this way, you can also open it. So I'm going to open this instead of trying to open or create a new one. I wouldn't. I will then use this guy to pick the data that I just loaded. So this time, I'm not going to say you should go to text and says no. I will say, even if I drop it, if I click on get data, I'll still say you should go to more, right? Anywhere you pick it. So I'll then say get data from other sources. Now, if I scroll down, I'll be able to see it's still loading. I'm getting, already we have already imported data into this lakehouse. I'm now telling that guy that what you want to get is coming from the lakehouse. So if I click on this, then you will see connecting to my yes lakehouse. Are we following? Am I too fast? Is this still making sense to you?
It's
Yes,
making sense.
Okay,
we are following.
thank you. Now, and I say, okay, because when you create lakehouse, there are other things that comes with the schema. So don't just know that when you create something, right, there are a lot of things that will be created behind the scene for you. So there is, we imported file. You remember that we uploaded those into the file. So I will expand this file. When I expand this file, I then see them. So I'm trying to tell this guy to come and pick these ones and work on them. So I will select this. I can hold down Shift key and select the last one. Because if I have 50 tables, of course, I can't do one. I'll then say create. Then it will then bring the tables here within its own environment so that you can then begin to do cleaning, just like you will do in Power Query Editor, in Power BI Desktop. Now, as a data analyst, you must prepare your mind you must prepare your mind for certainty. That will be the right thing I want to say. Okay, let's go ahead. Yes. It depends. I don't like the name channel CSV, so I can say no. There is no need for you to be putting CSV in front of it. Whatever name you want to give to the table, let it just be a good one that will let someone, or a descriptive name, let someone know what the table is all about. Okay. Now, you know that by default, I'll talk about this so that you understand, because the data was in this place. So that is where we brought the data from. That's why it's saying that is the default destination. If I didn't use this method that I use, I would need to tell this guy to, when I'm done cleaning, I will need to let it say, I want you to take it to where it should be. But right now, he has already gone to where the data is. That's why this is not clickable, because this is where the data is. All right, and that's where it will be. So I'm showing this because in case you are working and using another techniques, you will not see destination yet. Not until you see a plus where you will say, where is this going to, right? So let's begin to clean. Say that, use first column and say that. All these options are also here, right? Some of them are here, so do not forget. So I'm going to just begin to do my own from here. If I click this place, I will still see use first row as header, right? So I've used first row as header. So I see all of this. And if, though I don't have to scroll down, there is this that I don't need. So I could say remove bottom row, right? It depends. I could say remove bottom row and one, or I could just filter it out to say anywhere you say blank, then I'll say okay. Then to me, this is fit. I've checked three things. I've checked the data type. I've checked that the first one is removed as header, and I see that there are no, the things that I have here are the things that I need. So let's check sales. So for sales, I see that column one, column two, and so on cannot be there. That's why I say promote the first row as the header. When you do that, maybe I don't like the name dates key, right? And this is dates. It shouldn't be whole number. So it doesn't matter what you do first. The most important thing is that just ensure you do what you're supposed to do. So I will change the data type of this by going straight to using local. The reason why I always will, okay, so this is how I work, right? So if I have something like this, I don't even want to take chances because I will change it. If this is coming from a data that the date pattern of that is not in alignment with my own, I don't want to struggle. So instead of saying go and change it to dates, I'll just say use local straight so that instead of taking two steps, when I do that and I see it and I'll come back and I don't have time, you get, I'll then say this is dates and that's the locale. At this time, I'm in Nigeria, right? So I'm just going to say English Nigeria. I can also use United Kingdom because we have the same dating pattern. English Nigeria. Okay. Then I'll click on OK. So the dates looks okay. So you can do as many, of course. We are only showing a concept of what you need to do. Depending on the data you have, that will determine what you need to work on. So maybe I don't like 42.7. I mean, it's just, I could say, okay, this one, I will hold down Shift key, and this one, or for as many that have the same that I want to tamper with, I have the same data type. What I want to do is that don't do this one. I could say I want it to give me I want to change the data type to what? Currency. It is called currency here. In Power BI desktop, it is a fixed decimal. So this does not mean it is dollar sign. It's just currency, telling you that it is not a decimal kind of calculation. It relates to money. All right. So let's say everything looks good, and I'll move to promotion. Use first row as header. You can also be looking at it, or in case I make mistake, don't think that in case I didn't do something and you want to call my attention to it, right? I'm just trying to do basic cleaning. That's what I'm actually doing now to ensure that the data, the metadata, like each column has the proper name, and of course the data type is correct. And I'll say channel, then first row. Now, all of these are okay. If this was not already in this destination, I would then have to say destination would be, you see a plus somewhere here. Then you can then, when you click on that, it will take you to different lakehouse that you have. Then you can then say you should go to this my yes lakehouse. But it's already here because what I did was to get this data within the lakehouse, or I got this data from that lakehouse. So now that we have this, what am I doing next? I will just ensure that everything is in good condition, is cleaned properly, right? If that's done, I would have to publish this. So I'll just click on publish. When I click on publish, it would publish is like, when you in Power BI desktop, when you When you have done Power Query Editor, you now say close and apply. That means that everything that I have done, all the cleaning rights, close and apply. So publish stand for that here. Now it's trying to uh close and apply. Just see that way. You can see disagree that I can click now. So by the time it's done, I will show you something. Because sometimes people are not patient enough to wait for this. They just want to see results immediately. You have to wait when you execute the process. Can you see? It's published successfully. So it's still trying to, can you see, refresh it in progress. By the time it's done, this will be clickable. It's on gray out. So, but why this is ongoing, let me show you something. If you see this refresh history. If I click now, because you can also schedule refresh, you can see it's in progress, and the kind of is on demand, is not scheduled, because it's still trying to publish the data. So by the time it's done, it will show is it success or successful. It will show that. I can refresh this as many times as possible, meaning that if I refresh it, if they have added no transaction from the data source, you get the point. Then of course we'll see the correct. So you can see that it's clickable now, right? If I come here and show you refresh it, you can see something that were not clickable before, like editor now. But if I click this guy now, you should see a green, it succeeded. It took this time. So let me deliberately refresh this page. Okay. Let me just deliberate. I'm doing this so that because I want to show okay, let's get it. Can see exactly because that refresh is still ongoing. You cannot edit it. You cannot see the properties, but of course you can see refresh history. So this was the one we did by the time we or that was done when we published. This is the one that I just clicked on, or that I did down. It's still I expect it to be done, but let's just wait for this guy. Now, when this is done, right? If I go to the semantic model, I will still not see it. Whatever I'm trying to show, I'm showing you everything in clear terms, just so you do not be in a hurry. That you need to do something. You need to add the data into the semantic model. If you don't do that, you will not see it. And you need to create report. So how do you then create report? But the point is that, okay, it's fine. Let me show you now. You see that nothing is there. Nothing is there yet because you need to add the data into this space. So let me close this. So I'll go to, okay, it's already bringing me here. So you see the table now in the lakehouse. Can you see them now? They were not here before. They were in this file. Let's wait for this. It's still trying to, it will show you channel, it will display it like a table now. Though I will need to use, you'll see shortly. I'm not talking because I'm waiting for this loading preview to be done. And we are seeing how many seconds is taking this to. Okay, can I just force this? So I actually can do that. But this is the one that you cannot, it will just show like a CSV, which is the one we uploaded. So the one we uploaded, this is now the clean one, right? Of course, this is the function of this. This is all of these are dependent on this. So it's not that they are different. So if I click channel now, okay, you know what? Let me quickly refresh this. Expect it to be better now. Okay. Why will we wait for this? Shouldn't take this. Shouldn't take this long. Oh, okay. Showing for us because I already saw, so you can see it's right. If I click this, because it's going to also show this. It shows 1,000 rows. It shows, I don't have to do this, right? Click on each of them. No, you just let you know. Now, what I need to do, right? I want to, we are still in the lake house, but you know that, let me go back. When we created the lake house, two things showed. There is the SQL endpoint, and this is the lake house, right? So what you are seeing now is the data in the lake house. But within the lake house, we can say explore your file and folder. But this one, you'll be able to do query, like you can write SQL statement. Someone will not say, is this SQL environment? No, that's how my Microsoft Fabric is. You'll be able to write Python, you'll be able to do. My point is you can write a lot of things, but this is based on what we are doing, right? This is SQL. So if I say SQL endpoint now, take a look. It will take us, it will navigate us to the SQL endpoint anyways. Just wait for it. So this was where we're coming from. This is where we are now. So this is the SQL endpoint. Now here you can write SQL query. All right, you can do a lot of things. Let's say that I want to, the first thing I even want to do is not about writing query. I want to be able to do relationship between the tables. Let's confirm we can hear me that my internet is fine.
Yes, but I think, Mr. Jide, I think you're a bit too fast.
That I'm thinking I'm slow. Okay, tell me, don't worry, you're fine. Tell me where, just tell me, then I will take a step back.
No, I'm just like, I think you're moving too fast already. Well, I'm following you. I'm right here where you are, but I think you're a little bit too fast.
Sorry, then I would. But you are okay right now, right? So I should reduce the temp
Yes.
from here.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
please.
Jide,
Okay.
so
Okay.
for myself,
So
seeing, hello, can you hear me?
yes, please go ahead.
Yes. So for myself, I'm seeing I imported the files, the CSV files into the files, but they're not appearing on my tables. I don't know, it's because the semantic model didn't show or something, but I'm not getting them to move to my tables.
Do you want to? Exactly, you have to refresh. You know, I refreshed. So just refresh first. Then, because I wanted to say if you want to share your screen, refresh your browser. You don't have to refresh your browser first. You can refresh that. This is what I mean. You know what? Let me go back. So let me come back here. Just ignore that. So if, look at this guy. Joseph, please look up.
Yes.
So you have cleaned the data, right? You have used the data flow to clean the data. So, and you have clicked on publish.
Yes.
And I hope that you did it the way we did it, so that it picked data from the lakehouse.
Yes, it did.
Okay. So if you look at this, click on this ellipsis, then come to refresh history.
Refresh history.
It doesn't have to be twice.
Yeah.
The refresh succeeded, right?
No, it doesn't have any refresh history on mine. So let me refresh it.
Okay, let me stop sharing so that you finish.
Okay, all right. Because I'm seeing
so
something.
You can
now.
Someone say I'm seeing something. Is it just okay, good.
Yes. So I'm sharing my screen now. So practically
look at your data flow. You didn't name it. It's still refreshing.
Yeah, I just
look at it now. There's okay. Let's wait for it.
There's something in mind that is not appearing. I think the semantic model is not here.
Oh. No, when you created, hold on, I'm saying two lakehouse. Oh yes, the staging. When you created the lakehouse,
Yes.
I can see that refresh was not even successful. Hold on. The reason that warning, yes. What did it say? The process was not what?
There was a problem refreshing your data flow. Click the view error.
Exactly. still because on demand or from this. But anyways, click on the X to close this. Go to, oh, don't worry, just go to click on the data flow one so that you can we can see, yes. Okay, publish again. So I'm wondering why it didn't succeed. Click on publish, it didn't succeed rather. Wait. It's still refreshing. Did you do it the way we've been doing it in the class?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not an issue. Like I said, there are like more than one way to do this. If you don't know, yeah, patient success, right? Just wait for it. Though it's still come and over your course on the data flow and click on the ellipses, the three dots. Refresh history. So I wouldn't know why it's failed. I hope it's not your.
But it's
So
fine. I go on the class, so we don't hold up it.
and so Joseph, do not worry. By the time we are done with the class, because if I say you should do this, it's going to take some time. You get.
Yeah.
But after the class, right, I can give you some time.
All right.
to look at it. Is there any other person having issues? Can we proceed?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So where we were here, if you don't get, I hope you are still fine. And there's someone else that
Yes,
also spoke.
thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So this is the SQL endpoint. You know how we got there, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I said that I want to, I don't want to do any query. I could just be doing query randomly. Really, I don't want to. So I'll click on model layout. Then it will show me those model view kind of. Now, when we created that lakehouse, like I said there are some things that would come with it, right? Do not be bothered about them. This is part of the main table, right? If I scroll, I'll reduce this a bit for you. So if I scroll to, okay, let me drag this one a bit first. Just wanted to see because at the end of the day, I will have a default, you see a new layout. Okay, so I want to do star schema kind of arrangement. So what do I have to do? Right now, there won't be, if I click on this, you will see, what can I do, right? I can manage relationship, I can select columns, I can hide in report view. There are some columns that I don't want to see in report view. not this table. I want to see this table. I'm just trying to. So I could then say, okay, promotion key to get like just ensuring that. But if I still go through this and I click on manage relationship, a dialog box will show that will then ask me to select. You can see new relationship. So anyhow you do it, will still arrive at the same. If I click now, it will ask me from which table. So I'll see all of these tables. But I don't, because of this, I don't always like to do it this way. So I'll rather just drag them. So channel key now to channel key. Okay, exactly. So it's coming from channel process. It won't show, but of course you're able to see the tables already in Lakehouse. So, and because it's coming from channel, it is one time, which is primary key on this. So this guy, which is many, so it is not many to one, because channel was mentioned before this. So I'll say no, it is one to many. And I will click on save. So that one is established. State key to state key. So from state, it is one to many. And I'll say save. So I'll drag from this guy, product key to product key. So since it's from sales to products, manageable. I hope you understand. So, and if you don't understand, if this is your first time, then you can ask me a question why that is that way. So, this is promotion to promotion. Because I drive from sales to promotion, it is many to one. I'll just say, all right. Now, you can see it's also refreshing itself, but I don't take chances. This is kind of sync. I'm going to work on this shortly, but let me just ensure that whatever I have done now, it's really been done. Awesome. Now, if I click on this three dots, if I just say I don't want to see product key, and I click on this, you'll see that I'm not able to hide, of course, not all, but I can hide this particular one. I can create hierarchy. All those things I can create, but of course, I'm not going to use the secret hierarchy. I can create hierarchy. Let's say, for instance, product category, product subcategory, and product name. I can use this to create hierarchy, but okay, it's fine. Let me do that. Let me do that. I also need you to understand something. By the time we loaded in the real data, there is no product underscore category. It was products category. I put space, but because I'm in SQL environment, right? Space is not allowed. Like that's why I put underscore for all of this, right? So in reality, when you do this as a database person, if it is product category or something that is like two words, it's either you write them together or you put underscore. So if I want to create a hierarchy, I'm just trying to show this really. It's not that right. Hierarchy has been created. I don't like the name product category hierarchy. Maybe it's product hierarchy. So I'm going to remove category. I hope I'm not too fast. Can I
No, it's
proceed?
fine.
Okay. So I'll press enter. That hierarchy has been created. So I want to add this to the hierarchy. So if I click, I'll say add to. Before there was no add to. So I'll then say add this guy, this product subcategory to this one. Then that has been added. Let me expand this so that you can see. Let me move this guy down a bit. This is the hierarchy that we're talking about. So I want to also add, no, don't hide it, please. Because if you hide this, I won't be able to see it in the report. I want to add this to, you see, and that is done. All right. Now, what do I want to do next? I want to be able to see this in my semantic model. If I'm going to do that, okay, permit me, let me just refresh. If I'm going to do that, it's already talking to you. There is this information in your front saying that in order to appreciation, there will be here. This way, as the default private semantic model to automatically add update, go to settings, right? So manually add this, use manage semantic model. Meaning that if I want to ensure that this is seen in the semantic model, let me come back there. The reason why this semantic model is empty is because I've not added data into it. That's what that guy is saying. That for you to, for the data to be seen, let's say that way, you need to add it, right? So remember I said that that semantic model is empty like it is. So if I want to do that now, really if I want to do it now, but let's say I don't want to do it now. Let me expand this for you, this DB. You will see tables. I'm just trying to show something. These tables are this one that you are seeing here. If I expand the table, you will see them, this channel, this. But within the DB, there's also view, meaning that I could actually create a view, but there's no view here because I've not created a view. Of course, there are tables, the reason why we could see this table. So I could create a view using join to get a view, get whatever I need from all of these guys at once. You would also note that you cannot add column here. Where you can add column is in data flow, which is Factory Editor. So watch. Wow. There are a lot, but I'm looking at the time. Reason why I don't want to also keep us. Well, let me go back. But watch, look at what we have here. I really want you to see that first. Good. So watch. Let's say I don't need open. I'll need it. Let me go back to the workspace and I'll go back to the data flow. Let's say that I need some columns to be added. For instance, on sales table, are we following? I hope I'm not too fast.
No, you're good, sir.
Okay. So let's say I need some columns to be added. So if I go to add column, so the column I want to add is a function of, let's say, total sales, total cost, and profit. So I could say custom column. So let me call this total sales. Let me call it sales, sales. This table is sales. Oh my, I just want to call it sales. Let's say sales revenue, sales revenue. Don't worry, the name can sound somehow. I'm just trying to say it's the revenue for this sales table or for sales. So it's a function of what and what. It's a function of Apple type, but let me just pick it just to replicate what we've seen on Packer Editor. Shift 8 multiplied by other QTY, right? And I'll say okay. So I will have a column called this. So I could then change the data type to currency. Yeah. Now I want another. The reason why you're seeing this, look at it. Unit price is so in case I like that the same is because of this. So custom column, let me call this sales cost. Sales. The reason is I'm going to write some measures and I don't want to retain, I can't use the same name. Sales cost is a function of unit costs. Everyone, are you fine? I need people to respond just to be sure.
Yeah, yes.
I need more people to respond. If you have been following, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Unit cost, then multiplied by this. This will give us the total cost, which I'm calling sales cost. Based on the data, the kind of data we have. So I would then say this should be, for
Yes, sir.
instance. So I want to add another column, which I'll call profit. So let me call it sales profit, right? Sales profit, or just profit. Anyone, sales profit, which would then be sales revenue minus sales cost. That's okay. I'll change the data type. So this, and I'll publish. Okay. So let's wait for it. Look at the last time the one that happened. So though if the 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 reason why I'm doing this or that I publish again is because I've done something in the data flow, right? If I create a pipeline, for instance, I don't just want to talk about that. We can look at, because there are a lot of things within Microsoft Fabrics. So it is better we focus on one thing and not do too much at a time, so that at the end of the day we don't understand everything. So I'm just waiting for this guide to be done. By the time it's done, it should be clickable. By the time it's done, we'll now go back. We then see that the column that we just added, of course, would reflect in our database. Kindly hurry up. So it's in progress. It's done now. Yes, it's done. Good. So let me just refresh. All right. So if I go to my SQL endpoints, can we see them? They were not here before. Sales revenue, sales cost, sales profit, sales cost. So now that this is done, what do I want to do next? I want to add this to the data source, right? But if I also want to write, what do you call it now? View. I want to create a view. Okay, let me just choose something. It's fine. Not just talk about a make query and then say select. So for people that are not SQL, this is how beautiful Microsoft Fabric can be. It has embedded a lot of things within itself. Select star. Select star from sales. So if I execute this, I'll then see sales table. That is what we need. You can see this. If I open in Excel, which is get full something. I'm just trying to show you how beautiful this can be. And this is not SQL, of course. It's embedded within this environment. So I could say select, I could mention the columns I need. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to create a query, I'll need to pick what I need from this guy and also from the other, maybe I need the channel name instead of channel key. So if I'm going to select, I'll then mention the columns. I'll then create a join, like I will join, this is what I mean, right? Do you want me to create a view now, or we should do it later?
You can create one now.
Okay. Say that. Oh, let's come back to it. Leave it. When I need it, I'll come back to it. So I'll click on reporting. In case I'm still where I am, right? I'll click on reporting. Okay, before I go on, let's read this. It said if I want to do that, I can add it automatically. If I click on these settings, that's where it said I should go to. If I go and say this one, can you see default? I feel that someone did not understand. I want this to be seen in the data set, right? In the semantic model. So it said I should go to settings. So if I go to settings, right, I'll see the default Power BI semantic model. I can then say I want to be able to sync you by add objects from the SQL endpoints. This is the SQL endpoint, the one behind, to your default this. Also update the model with any new object added to the SQL endpoint. That means that if I do any other thing or have something, I need to ensure that this guy is able to see the new one. So I'll just on this. Right. Now that I've done this, if I want to ensure I sync this one, sync the metadata. But the point is that I've done one part. If I come to reporting, because we'll be creating reports with this. So if I come to reporting, I'll see manage default model, meaning that what are the things you want to add into this guy? Are you fine? Am I very fast? Are you all right? Should I proceed?
From my end, I'm fine. Maybe because I'm used to some of these things already, but I don't know from some any other
So I
person.
need others to respond. You know, I'm sharing my entire screen. I don't want to come to Teams. Others, kindly respond.
Yes. So yes, please. Okay. I'm okay.
So okay, good. I'll click on manage default semantic. That says select or deselect, meaning that you can remove what you don't want, you can add what you want. Only objects that can be added to the semantic model are shown here. So I will search though, but I want you to see everything here. So if I scroll down, remember that this thing that I seen there, that was what I exposed to say there is table, there is view within the database. The view is database. Now, if I scroll down, you are seeing the one down. It's just that I've expanded it. But what do I want in the view? If I say select, or you select everything, but I don't want everything. So if I also click on the view, it will select everything within the view. Okay, you know what? Let me do that. I need you to look at something. It's going to change something at the top shortly in terms of view. Okay, I think it is when I confirm, but wait, let me expand this. So because I selected everything, right, it has stick the table. Can you see? But because there is no view. But by the time I create view, it would also pick the view. That's the point. So I could say not everything within the database is only the table. I'm just saying though. But you know what? Deliberately, I'm going to click this now. So I'll say confirm. This is me adding this to the semantic model. So it has kinds of default semantic model objects. These are the only ones that I added into it. Reason why you are not seeing all of those execution table, right? Exactly. I hope this is clear. I will find. Let me refresh this.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So now, if I click here, can you see that I can create measure because I have added it as what I need. So let's say I want to do a measure. Let's say total, you get, we have added columns. I only want to just show you. So it's like a duplicate. In reality, it's not needed. I wouldn't have created these columns. I'll just come and create measure. So I'm going to click on new measure. Then it's going to open it. Then I'll say, let's say this is the total sales. And total sales is a function of some X. You will now say where some X is asking for the table and what do you need express yourself. So I can just go to square bracket, then unit price multiply shift 8 square bracket QTY. Then I can press enter, and that measure is added. It is called total sales. So I could stay because I want the measure to stay. The reason why I'm here, name measure. I could say I want average of we have a column already, right? Which I call sales revenue. All right, so let me see average sales, average sales, average sales, which would then say average of what of sales revenue. Let me put revenue so that I can give it to this. Then on the average, that is what I will do. So we'll go on and write measures. That is what I'm trying to show here. So let's say that's all, right? Now, what do I need to do? I can just go straight and then create record. So if I go to, okay, I wanted to create a view. I'm looking at the time. So new, no, let me show you this first. Okay, just refresh this. And where are you? Do you understand? Do we understand? That's the reason why I built us here. I need responses. Oh,
Yes, sir.
please
Yes.
come. Okay, good.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Because it's been added to it. So we could create regenerated reports. I could do Power BI report with this, but you can see here, I won't be able to do that model. It can only be done in SQL endpoint, write DAX. I couldn't write it. So here, that was where I was able to write it. Exactly. So let's say I want to, because I don't want to take too much time. I think it's fine. We're almost done. So say I want to, oh, where's the, oh, okay, don't mind me. Let me pick this one so that I don't create. So let's say I want to create a view and I'm going to be typing, all right? But before I type, let me look at, I think I have an idea. This table is called channel. This is called products. Okay, let's view it first, one at a time. So that by the time I'm typing, I don't want to see any error. So channel underscore key, then channel underscore name. So anyone that has two words, they have underscore. All right, so that we understand. Let me come to fields. Okay. So by the time I'm writing this view, Okay, don't worry. I think it's fine. I'll be able to figure. So I'll say create, create, create. Yes, create what? View. Yes, create view, and call it main transaction. Main transaction as as select what? Okay, let's say, should I write one line? Okay, so I select s dot. This is, I want to use this for sales. S dot, what do I need from this guy? Let's say s dot order ID, order. Oh, anyways, if there's an error, we'll rectify it. Order ID, comma. Say I need channel name. C will represent channel. C dot channel underscore name channel name, comma. Let's say I'll use, because I have product and promotion, so I could use PR for products. PR dot product name, products underscore name. Product name. What else do I need? I need promotion, P for pro. What else? Okay, I need quantity also. Quantity is coming from sales F dot order QTY order. I don't know, order QTY. Let's say I need that sales revenue that we did. Sales revenue. So sales revenue is coming from S dot sales. Let's say I also need sales cost. What did I call it? So it's coming from sales. Sales. But please, do we understand what I'm trying to do? Just to be sure. I need you to respond. That will help me to know that my internet is always fine. Sales.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Sales. Sales. What do we call that one? Sales profit, right? That column.
Profits. Need profit also. Profit.
Let me see it.
Let's check.
Yes, sales profits.
Sales profit. Oh, I hope I didn't put, okay, I didn't put underscore for this. Don't mind. So sales profit. So these are what I need. This is coming from sales. This is coming from channel. This is coming from product. This is coming from promotion. So that is coming from sales. So I will then say from, I'm not sure. Let me just start from, okay, thank you. From sales as S. Now, if I put space, that space in front of sales simply also means as S, like alias, enter, join. Because channel is a separate table, products is another table, so I need to join because channel name is not on this, it's not on sales, it's on this guy. So I need to join this based on what they have in common. So join channel. Do we understand? Can I proceed? Join channel which is C, if you don't understand, just let me know, on S. The way I will need you, I need you to respond because I'm typing this. I'm also trying to carry along.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So this join S square is like relationship, established relationship between primary key and foreign key. What do they have in common? I'm going to join sales to channel based on what they have in common. That is on what? What is that thing that is in channel that is also in sales on S dot, I've declared the S as exactly this on S dot channel key. That's what we have. They have in common equals to where channel key from sales table. That's what they're saying. Channel key on sales table is exactly the same on C equals to whatever is on C. C dot, do you understand? And that is helping me already because you know that I've declared that. So I would also do another join because I'm joining this guy also to another table, which is product. Join product. Products. Is it products? Yes, it's great. Join products as PR. Don't worry, just follow this for you that this is join product as PR on what's S dot products
Dot
key
key.
equals to PR dot product key. So we have one more to go. Join this will be promotion because promotion is going to have promotion. So that when I have one view, like when I have this view, it has everything I need. That's what I'm trying to show you. Promotion as this space means as P on S dot pro S dot promotion key is also equals to P. Oh, do I need? Okay, I will just do this. I wanted to say I'll get something from this, but there's no need. Let me just do this. Everyone can replicate this equals to P dot motion key. Do we understand this, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Please, okay. Others kindly react. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm happy. So I'm going to run this. Awesome. So if I tackles, okay, let me just run the next query to show you. So let me scroll to the view. So I expand this, you see main transaction. This is the entire view now. It's going to show all the selected columns. So there is no, I wanted to say select from main transaction, but there is no need since this is all. My point is that if I go to, let me reflect this for a sec. So if I go to this guy, this semantic guy, watch table and view, because you have seen that view now. Table and view, I just wanted to know, really, it's not, there's nothing wrong, but just for knowing, table and view. Callista, go ahead, your hand is up. I saw your hand. Callista, I saw your hand.
Yes, I'm fine now.
Increase, come closer to your mic. You raise your hand, you have a question.
Yes, I've seen what I wanted to ask. You can continue.
Okay. So the tables and view you add to this semantic model will be queried by the report you build on it. Querying table is usually faster than querying view. That's exactly what I wanted to point out. Because of this, a semantic model that includes view may result in different report performance than one that does not. Reason why I wanted to deselect the view data. I'm just showing you, I'm not saying that. It's just for you to know, right? Because if you have massive view, this one is not massive. You can see, because I selected DBO. So whatever is in the DBO, but if I deselect DBO and only select table, it's only table. But we are fine, don't worry. I've already confirmed this before. I don't need to confirm it now, but it's fine. So if I create new report right now, see, because I also included that view, reason why we are saying this. In reality, right, I will have disabled this channel key. You know what? It's fine. Let me come back here. Where I am right now, every one of you can handle it. That's the point. You can create reports because I'll be stopping maybe in 2-3 minutes. I want to hide some model view. I want to hide what we don't need because you shouldn't be. So I don't need product key. I don't need promotion key. I don't need channel key. I don't need channel key. Don't need promotion key because this is part of ensuring that you tidy up. Whatever is needed in the report is what should be there. So I don't need state key. So let me refresh this. Here. So if I go to the reports, if I expand this, you understand. So let's say we want to, right now, anyone, you can do this. I'll just click on 1 or 2, right? What is our total sales as a card? That is it. What is our, I'm sure you understand, right? So and that means that I've been able to deliver as promised. Anyone can do reports from here. So let me just say I need border and shadow, which is the list of things I need. And say I need, I say that's all I need. And maybe I do not, I want the call out value to be like maybe 30 or 25. Or maybe 30, right? But it's fine. Control 830. Then, 30. Then maybe this one should be like 8. I'm just showing you, not, I could also remove it and say I want title. So I can then Control C, Control V. All right, just to be able to put, maintain something, collapse, go back. So what do I want on this? Let's say what I want is, okay, I didn't create, I thought I created, okay, it's fine. Let us say I want sales profit on this. And on this, I want costs. And maybe I need one more. I'm not creating report everyone. Like you get, I'm just showing that how do you then, let's say on the average, what is the average sales? Okay. Let's say I need one more. Control D. And this should let us know in terms of quantity, all that. So I need like title. If you look up, this is a text box. I'm just trying to show you everything you are able to do in Power BI desktop. So let's say this is, yes. Okay, let me just say, whatever will be here should be, say, 24. Yes, yes. I would adjust it shortly. Yes, Excel. Yes, Excel. Let me increase it now, it's fine. So that I can see what I'm typing. Yes, Excel community. Communities and of year reports. Control A, let me post 24. And it should be centered around. Maybe this should be something like this. And maybe I don't make border or something. My point is, let's say that's all. Or maybe I want it to go Control B. And I want it to be aligned to the center. There will be this. So let's say I need this guy, depending on whatever that you have. Okay, now what's 1, just a moment, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down. Create one for this guy up here. And maybe what I need here is the states. I could just search or expand states and says where problem. So my point, right? Or maybe average, not just the states and the average. So any questions for me, please? Any question? You know what is there? Because I
No
stop
question.
it as at the time. Reload it. Oh, I need to save this guy. I've not so I hope he won't run away. Oh, you see, forgive me. So when you are done, right? Okay, I'll just show one thing. No, don't mind me. Because I'm looking at the time, right? So let's say you have created the reports and this is it. I don't know why it's taking this long to. And this is it that you then save. If you look up here, right? Why is it? Okay, let me delete this. Remove it. So let's reload. Yes, it's fine. I'm fine. So when you are done, then you save, you give this report a name. So I've not given it a name. So let's say I'm done, right? So I'll click on save. I'll give it yes report. Yes. I don't need to say yes report again, right? So I'll just say yes. My yes, my yes. Then I'll say save. So the report is saved. Of course, I can continue to build the report. My point is that if I go to the workspace now, do you understand? Thank you so much, everyone. Any question for me? Any question, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you
Yes, go ahead.
so much for this lecture. Yeah, my question is I wanted to ask, is there any unique difference between the Lakehouse and Power BI desktop? And is there any advantage of using the data Lakehouse over Power BI desktop? And what I notice is that
Go ahead.
and what I notice is that using data Lakehouse, you have to be connected to the internet always. And if your network is poor, or if your network is not fast, it can cause a slight disadvantage, let me say in speed or in processing.
Go ahead, you are still talking. Just to be sure. Can anyone hear me? I hope my internet is fine.
Eh,
Can someone
Yes.
my
confirm
network
that?
was,
I can hear you, sir.
oh sorry,
Yes.
my network was interrupted.
So,
And my third question is creating a data gateway. How can we, with using data lakehouse, how can we create a data gateway where we can connect our reports to a live database?
okay. You need to help me. 3 in 1, right? Okay. Advantage of Lakehouse, right?
Yes, over Power BI.
Over Power BI desktop. My brother,
Yes.
it like Power BI desktop, right?
Yes.
It's like you're saying a 1-year-old, in terms of experience, I'm not talking about in terms of experience, a 1-year-old, what is who is my experience? How will I say it now? A 1-year-old and a 50-year-old. The point is that Lakehouse, right, is of course, it's a unified data storage to start with. Power BI is not a data storage thing. That is one. Lakehouse is a unified, it has a lot of things within itself, right? It can accommodate structured data, it can accommodate semi-structured, it can accommodate unstructured data. But Power BI is primarily a data visualization and reporting tool. That is one. In terms of scalability, my point is you can't even be comparing. Power BI is not in the league of, okay, this is what I mean. Okay, so Power BI was actually used, right? But Power BI desktop is what you are saying now. So Power BI desktop is not in the league of this guy. Of course, I could use Power BI desktop to come and get data and to come and get this data, right? And use it to create report in Power BI desktop. But when I use it in Power BI desktop, I will still have to publish, right? If you say you
Yeah.
need internet and the data source is online, you will need to be online in terms of, though Power BI desktop is desktop, but you need to connect to something online, right, to get the data. So I could get data flow. I could get data from data flow. You get the point, and then use it in Power BI desktop. Or I could get data from this lakehouse, which is yes something. I was able to do that, right? But at the end of that, I will still publish here so that people that need to consume this report will have to. At least you will not carry your Power BI desktop to you get your line manager's office one after the other. No, you need to publish you have to create a workspace. The point is we can't compare. If you want us to do the comparison, right? We really cannot compare Power BI desktop to Power BI in the cloud, not to talk of a lakehouse. So unified data storage is one advantage over this kind scalability. So Lakehouse is designed to handle large data processing. You know, I talk about big data from the beginning. Of course, Power BI is more suited for creating report and that, but for pre-processed data. So there's also advanced analytics, which Power BI will not be able to do in its capacity. You get. So we can't be comparing that, really. Let me know if you talk about internet, right, that you're online, yes, in this age, you have to, even private desktop will get data from online, right? So if you're going to use Power BI to get data from online, so you need internet. So whatever it is, just know that Lakehouse or Power BI in the cloud or data fabrics or Microsoft Fabric rather is more beneficial, or it has more advantages over Power BI desktop. That's one. Question 2, sir. Sorry.
I think you've covered the first two
1 and 2,
questions.
right?
Yeah.
So
So
the
the
third
one
one, what's that?
yeah, creating a data gateway, maybe you're connecting, maybe you're working for a client and you don't have full access to the person's database, maybe it's just a particular section, and maybe you want to connect it live to the report, your reports to the live database, and maybe you create a gateway, and then
Yeah,
maybe to set auto refresh and all the sorts
I
that it
get you.
works as if it's live. Yeah.
And so
So
if okay, go ahead.
now I was asking, like, how can you do it on the lake house?
And first we created this workspace, right? I have not added people. Because this is really not for me, I need to add people that will get and give them viewer roles. Then in order for this to be refreshing, gateway is to help you see the new transaction. Just to be sure, am I on the right track for your question?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So if I'm going to you can see, my point is take a look at this guy. Okay, you know what? Let me go here. Gateway. All right. Data flow has been whatever. Last refresh. That was what I was showing you here. Data flow on premise, you get data flow on premise that you are currently editable through this, There's data source credentials, of course. Lakehouse is then I'll schedule refresh. Uh, um, you get the point, saying that I must
Yeah.
choose the time zone for the clients. You know what I mean? Then I will
Yes. Yeah,
on
I've seen it.
this one. Then if they say daily, I'll go with it. If they say no, it is weekly, then I will. If there are days they don't want to, then I'll add the time. When I add the time, at every time, maybe every 3 hours or something, you can see. Then I apply. That's it. You know that Lakehouse. Okay, so data flow was what we used to clean the data. In Power BI desktop, this Power Query that will pick the data, right? In Power BI desktop, you know what I mean? But data
Yes.
flow here is doing this. Data, when we did Lakehouse, this should be Lakehouse. When we did Lakehouse, I said that two. No, what? Let's go back. I think it's the right one. Correct. We imported this file. This file that we imported, we now use this guy to clean it. This guy, we then publish this guy. So what will happen is that this clean, of course, everything will go, it will be like this is the first stage, enter here. What if there are new transactions, it will show in the file. It won't show like this. My point is, if you now have more sales transactions, right, it will be added. Maybe as at now it's 15,000 transactions. Let's say we now have 1 million. Don't worry, whatever process that we have done, it will, because if you go back and schedule where we, based on whatever frequency that you have scheduled here, right?
Yeah.
Based on whatever it is that you have scheduled, then refresh will be updating. Let me come back. Let me come back here and show this again. Look at refresh history. Normally, this will be for the data set. If you do Power BI, you can see schedule refresh. You can see refresh now. Oh, I hope you remember what I mean. If you have been working in Power BI, you get. Do you know what I
Yes,
mean?
I do.
You know that before, if I did not use this, I do this, I wouldn't have to create Lakehouse. I will just create a workspace and publish report. When I publish report, it will show report and semantic model. So this option that you are seeing here, they will be in front of the semantic model. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Normally. So this is what you need to schedule the refresh. On-premise data gateway. You know what I mean, on-premise data gateway?
Yes,
Because
yes,
I
yes, I
already
know what
have, exactly. I have personal. Normally, it won't be this. You will need to, we have VNet. We have virtual data, but that's the VNet anyway. The VNet data gateway, which is the network security feature that connects to Azure and other services. There's also private data gateway. There is also gateway cluster. So, but on-premise allows secure communication between, what I mean is the on-premise data gateway allows secure communication between the on-premise data source and Microsoft Fabric. So it supports various data like SQL, Oracle, and more. So depending on whatever it is you intend to do. Any question, please? Any other question? Because I'm keeping us here. Kalista, are you fine? Ganiya, please, are you fine? Bironke, are you fine? Joseph, are you fine? Olaitan, please, are you fine? Adebola, are you
Yes,
good?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes,
Victor, are
I'm
you
fine.
fine?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Because
Yes,
this
sir.
is the way to go.
Thank you very
I'm not
much.
really
I'm
fine.
fine,
No,
sir.
I missed the step along the way, but I listened to the end of the class, so probably the recording I'll use it to continue my own
Okay.
reports.
No
But I
problems.
missed like 1 or 2 minutes, so I couldn't practice along.
Okay. So
It's fine.
Ghanaians, if you don't care, what do you have to say based on what we just did now? What do you have to say? Others, you can also say something. Yes, please go ahead.
So, sir, with his own question that I asked, I was thinking, what is it like? Because I think the final project, like the final assignment is just to analyze the data and visualize it. So before he asked that question, I was wondering to that, why, like, what is the difference between Microsoft Fabric? Like, is there any other importance compared to Power BI? But the way you explain it already, like, I get it, I understand. So I think that's it. But
Okay,
it's
because if they employ you in your organization,
okay,
you
sir.
the way it is going now, big data, there are volume of transactions that maybe Power BI desktop will not. The point is, the reason why we do all of this, that create the lakehouse, that create all of this, is more than this. Like there are other things you might want to do, right, within
Yes,
the
sir.
same environment. It's just that these are the things to do, like normal thing that you will need to do within the work. So you create a workspace. Of course,
Yes,
data
sir.
flow will clean the data, you import the data, or if the data, and the data could be coming from SQL Server. You get the point. But when the data is
Yes,
also
sir.
coming from SQL Server, you put in the parameter for the SQL Server, but you are still going to clean if the data is not clean from this. I hope you understand. So that this guy
Yes.
can always look. So that is the process. And at the end of the day, you are going to create reports. So we could create a pipeline. Creating a pipeline is just to say pipeline will help us to, you can create a deployment pipeline. Apart from this, so it will just help us to ensure that everything is in sync. Maybe somebody should be receiving email. Apart from this one, right? Maybe if something management want to be getting email or management want to be notified when something happened or something, we could also create a pipeline that will say, okay, follow the steps. The first thing you should do is maybe the lakehouse, check the data flow. Just know that there are a lot of things, but this is the way to go. You can't say you're a data analyst and you will not be able to use all of this. The point is you have been able to use SQL within this place. You have been able to do, don't think it's only SQL, there is KQL, there are a lot of them, right? If I click on this, and if you look at this, all of these things that we have not even created the dashboard, we created the dashboard from the report. So all of these that they are seeing, they have what they are doing, scorecard, they can see data pipeline, ingest data and at scale and schedule workflow. That is what pipeline is for. So events, leads, and so on. So if you're okay, please go ahead. Your mic is muted. You wanted to say something.
Oh, yeah, I just said it's very enlightening to see that, there are other ways that you could use, you could actually create your reports using Fabric and not having to use Power BI desktop. And so it makes it even easier for a lot of like Mac users, people that don't have access to Power BI desktop as well.
Correct.
And then the question that was asked earlier also, and the explanation, just like you said, big data. We're using a lot of big data right now, especially in my organization. And this just helped me out with some reporting that I have to do next week. So, yeah.
I'm happy that helps. So thank you so much, everyone. We have spent a lot of time. So we would stop here. I'll stop recording. Of course, I'll make this available in the community as soon as it is ready. It will be uploaded to the YouTube page. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye for
Thank
now.
you so much, sir.
All right,
Thank
thank you,
you,
sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you
Thank
very
you,
much,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you. Bye.